Happy Thursday. So I have a bunch of questions because I didn't get through all of the ones I had for last week. So I'm going to go through those. Here we go. But if you have a question, obviously you need to ask. So let's talk some laundry. How about that? First, if you soak dish towels in oxygen bleach overnight, do you need to add more to the washing machine? So I'm 50-50 on this. If you really want to know the truth, no, you don't. You probably are fine if you just decide to wash them because there's the oxygen bleach probably lifted everything out. I still would throw a little in because you just never know. You know, there could be a little bit of something that's embedded in the fabric that will come loose with agitation, and you want that extra little hit of oxygen bleach. But, you know, I don't think you have to. Vodka is a great odor remover. Can you spray it on the walls? You can. I would tend to spray it and wipe it down, though. Because if there's something on the walls that's going to cause odor, it's sitting on the surface, and I'd wipe it down. Can you spray it on the dog? This was 2 questions. No. When when vodka dries, it's fine. So if you sprayed vodka on the sofa and it dried, and then the dog laid on it and licked, fine. But animals cannot have alcohol. So when the vodka is wet, you cannot have it on the dog. I have an old washing machine. I don't have a spot for fabric softener, but I want to add vinegar. Can I add it with the soap flakes? You cannot. If you add vinegar in with the soap flakes, you're actually going to cut the cleaning power of the flakes. So I would not do it. I would not do it. I would, if you don't have it, then you probably have an older washer. You can probably hear when it goes to the rinse cycle, and I would run to the washer and toss in the vinegar then. Is oxygen bleach the best thing for ring around the collar? 100%. It's the best thing to use for ring around the collar. You can mix it with stain solution or an oily soap and make a paste and scrub it in, or you can just put it in the washing machine. How do I remove a stain on a seatbelt? You treat it like anything else, but here's the thing you're going to want to know. You're going to want to put a towel under it, scrub it, and then use another towel to rinse it. And you're going to have to, that towel's going to be pretty wet. I'm moving into an RV. Fun. What 2 things would you use? Honestly, if I was in an RV, I'd have a spray bottle of vinegar and water, a horsehair brush and a bar of soap, and a bag of soap flakes. Those things will get most of your stains, and they're all going to be small and easy to carry. And so, you know, the great thing about soap flakes is they're not going to take up very much room for a lot of load. Same with the stain bar and stain brush. I see a lot of you out there, but nobody's asking questions, so say hi. What's the best way to remove a meat stain on a wood floor? And this woman went further to say it was a piece of raw meat. It was the dog. It's a wood floor. I would put oxygen bleach on it, and I'd let it sit there about 10 minutes, and I'd scrub, and I'd lift it off. So there we go. Oh, hi, Christina. I constantly have dish towels and hands up. There are yellow spots that are not coming out. And this spot treat looks like some kind of grease. I would use oxygen bleach in my wash first and foremost. I'd try that. If that didn't work, I would go hardcore. I'd use like some vinegar or even some cleaning vinegar if you don't think the stain solution's not lifting it out. I would use one of those too. So yeah, so I would use one of those, you know, oxygen bleach. If that didn't work, I'd use vinegar or even cleaning vinegar if you had to. What else do we have? Okay. Few store things to tell you. Oh, there we go. Cleaning your daughter's Uggs, rock on, Kristen. It's the time because, especially in Texas, it's hot. So you can set them outside and they'll dry pretty quickly without really putting them in heat. The best way to clean Uggs, by the way, just as a heads up for any of you who don't know, is to hand wash them, scrub the outside, and then dry them in front of a fan, but dry them so that they drain, so on the sides. Here we go. Hi, Ruth. Thanks for answering the dog bone question. You got it. Oh, hi, Nina. Thanks. Thanks for coming on. It's super fun. I love it when we have a lot of people. It always makes it a lot more fun to me. We are going to have to cut short today by a couple minutes because there's somebody waiting to come in the store, but we still have a few minutes. I don't know if you know this. I close the store when I do lives just because a lot of people don't be on camera. What do you think about Zote, a soap flake option? Okay, here's the truth. I know several people who use them. They do contain sodium tallowate, so they do have animal fat in them. They're not going to rinse quite as clean, but do I think they're better than detergent? Absolutely. Do I think they're as good as my soap flakes? Honestly, no. But, if my soap flakes were a 10, they're probably an 8, and a commercial detergent's probably a 6. That's how I would think about it. But if that's what you have access to, go with it. I do have friends who use them, and I'm quite familiar with them. Other things that are going on in the store, we're filling the store up. We have so many great things. You should, if you're local, you should come in. Oh, speaking, if you're local, Wednesday, I'm doing laundry camp at Warner Stallion in Apple Valley. If you go to Eventbrite, you can find the ticket. And for those of you who aren't local, I'm figuring out a day this summer when I'm going to do a Zoom laundry camp. I don't know when that day is going to be, but I'm going to do a Zoom laundry camp for everybody who's not local. I'm working it out right now. Yeah. I'm shooting a super fun YouTube video for next week. It's a surprise, but it's going to be really fun. Different than when I wash Barbara's clothes, but in the same vein. What else do I tell you? Yeah, that's what I have going on. What about you? What other questions are out there? Okay. Well, that's all right. If we don't have them, we don't have them. Well, Julie, I'm going to do a laundry camp. I'm going to do it on a Zoom. It's going to be on an evening, but I'm going to try to make it work because we have East Coast and West Coast. I'm either going to try to make it work so that it doesn't get too late, but it's not too early, or I'm going to do 2 back to back. So I'm working on it one way or the other. I'm still just trying to piece it together. To be honest, part of it is I'm trying to figure out where to do it. I always did laundry camp in the store, but the store's gotten so busy, I can't really close the store to do it. So I'm working out of space. Yeah. Alrighty, Roo. Everybody have the best weekend possible. I'm super excited. I'm going to see this YouTube person that I love on Sunday. Her cookbook just came out. Do you have any Swiffer Duster reusable recommend? Do you know I use one of those? Ruth, I should sell those in the store. You know what? I'm going to sell them in the store, but I'll tell you what it is because you can find one now. It's called a sleigh dust. It's like recycled yarn. It's wool yarn that has lanolin in it. You can use the wool dusters. I just like the sleigh dust. I found it easier to use. I'm gonna order those. If you don't find one, I'll have it in a few weeks. I'm gonna do it as soon as we hang up. All right, everybody. I want you to have the best weekend possible. And I will see you next week. Have a good weekend. Bye.